am so honored for Amanda to even consider to have me here to speak to you ladies. So excited, so excited for the opportunity. Guys, I'm a wife, a mother, I'm an intercessor. Wait, let me back it up. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. That's first, right? I'm a wife, a mother, an intercessor, an author, a speaker, an accountability coach, transformation coach. I'm the second oldest of 8 children. I know I don't look like I got 8, but today, I'm not really going to talk about my journal. Yes, I am a person, a coach that can hold you accountable for all the goals that you want to have in your life. I cancel out any thoughts or any negative things that have been told to you about yourself, and you're living in that. I want you to live in your truth, and that's what my journal really is. It breaks down those categories of your health first and foremost. If your health and wellness is trash, then you can't be good for yourself or no one else. So it breaks it down, and it's a really, really good journal. It's really self-helping. But today we're going to talk about something that has helped me through my whole life, and I would not be standing here if it wasn't for that. And it's the power of prayer. Amen. For me, most of my life, my childhood was filled with toxic environments, drugs, domestic violence, family who said they loved you but really didn't love you, fatherless upbringing. You know, like one of the speakers said, they had a father, but he wasn't really there. Like he made you, he helped with the process, but for whatever reason, he disappeared. Well, God appointed me a father, a daddy, to step in the place of that. And if it wasn't for that family, for my dad to take me in, I would have never learned about God. I would have never learned about prayer. I would have never learned about any of the things and how you can turn and lean on him when there's nothing else you can do. So growing up, I grew up in a household with, my mother was on drugs. She was on crack cocaine for the majority of her life. It was very, very hard to see her get abused by different men, and mentally and physically, verbally, and had drug dealers knocking on her door to come get her, saying what they're gonna do to her and whatnot. My mom would always want to be in and out of the streets, in and out of the streets. She would always come home, but she preferred to be out there to get her hit. And she would leave us with different people to be able to, she felt we were safe there, but in reality it wasn't, because people say they love you, they say they care for you, but they really don't. So I didn't deal with physical abuse, but I dealt with a lot of mental and verbal abuse. And I dealt with a lot of fear. And I was always scared to go upstairs. Anytime I walked upstairs, I always thought it was somebody chasing me, even though it was nobody. But I thought somebody was there. So as a child, I had a lot of fear inside of me. And I got to a point where I didn't want to stay in certain places. And eventually, for whatever reason, my mama listened to me, and she let me not have to stay at the places that made me uncomfortable. I started spending a lot of time with my dad's side of the family, and my grandmother, she was the old school grandma. We don't have these grandmas around too many, but some of y'all might still have them, but I don't have an old school grandma no more. But she used to be like, cook dinner early in the morning. She cooked dinner, breakfast, everything. First thing in the morning, she believed in prayer. She believed in everything. She believed on Sunday morning, you get your butt out of the house, you go to church. I know what church was. She used to tell me, baby, you gotta pray. Even when things are hard for you, you gotta pray. How much y'all, I was young. I didn't know what that was. I just knew I had to go to church. I didn't want to go. So I eventually would spend my summers with my grandmother. And then I would come home. And then when I come back home, it was chaos. That's my mom. When she got high, she didn't close the doors. She wasn't the type of person that got high and went in the room and closed the door. She was the type of person that get high. She come out and she bring all the kids in one room and make us all sit together, turn the volume all the way down. In her head, she thought someone was gonna hurt us, so she was paranoid a lot. I just remember praying, and I remember saying, okay, God, please help my mama. Like, I was 5 years old. I remember being 5 years old and just saying, God, please help my mama. I didn't really understand that moment, what that meant. You know, I said it every single day, God, please help my mama. Then I learned that my daddy, my safe haven, the one who was appointed to be my dad, that he didn't have a license, right? Because one day we got pulled over by the police, leaving my favorite aunt's house. And I remember him just saying he didn't have a license, and I learned that not having a license meant that you go to jail. And I'm like, no, he can't go to jail because he's the one who comes take me out of the environment that I'm in when I'm with my mom. So I was like, okay, let's add that to the prayer list. God, please protect my mama, and please don't let my daddy go to jail. Let him be okay, right? As time went on, I learned my dad was sick with, he was a chemodialysis, no, not chemodialysis. He was on dialysis, and he wasn't on a list for a transplant, but he fought every single day. He went to dialysis 3 times a week. He had a job. I never knew for him to suffer or cry or anything like that. So I just knew that he would have moments when he was tired. He would have moments when he didn't want to fight no more. He would have moments when he go in and out of the hospital. So eventually my prayer became, God, help my mom to get her life together. Help my dad to stay with me and don't leave me. And don't let him go to jail. So I said this continuously until I got a little bit older and I started to understand a little bit more. I started to just tell God exactly what I needed. I needed him to let my dad live until I got grown, had a baby, got married, and graduated high school. I needed my mom to turn her life around because I was tired of the environment that I was in. I was tired of laying on the floor. I was tired of seeing the men beat on her. I was tired of seeing her smoke her drugs. I would literally take her drug pipes and go throw them in the trash. And she would get so mad at me, y'all. She would get so mad. She would be like, I know you got it. And I'm like, I don't got nothing I want you to talk about. Okay? But to this day, we laugh about it now. My mom did overcome her recovery. I like to believe that
yes, Lord.
My prayers and everything mattered and it helped her. I know God used me on the last time before she transformed her life. He used me to help her not to take her life. I always been an observant child because, again, I told y'all I was scared of everything, right? I always thought someone was coming. I always thought the man was going to be somewhere, okay? So I always was very observant. One of the young ladies that used to help my mom, because she went through multiple times of recovery, she would come and take her to centers and stuff like that. She was in and out, relapse and stuff like that. At least last time my mom was talking about taking her life, God used me to speak life into my mom. He used me to tell her she can transform her life. No, that's not the words I used. I said, Mama, you can do anything that you put your mind to. I told her that she needs to call the lady that helped her before, and this lady gonna help us. I didn't know if the lady really was gonna help us, but she did. She helped us. They tricked my mama to come in recovery to Salvation Army, which is now off East, I think it's off Grand Boulevard, somewhere off the Lodge Freeway. But that program helped my mom to become clean. They took her through a series of different programs. They took all of her kids with her. Mind you, I told you it was 8 of us. So at the time, it was only 6 of us. My oldest sister never lived in the house with us, so it was 5 of us. They took us all into this room to a shelter treatment center program. And my mom turned her life around. It took her about 6 to 7 months, something like that. But when she left the program, she was clean. She had her head on right. She ended up going to school. She got her associates, her bachelor's, her all that stuff. She did really good for herself, but continued to pray because I knew that prayer helped. Fast forward a little bit, y'all. I lost my dad when I was 18 years old. So mind y'all, take it back there. Remember, I prayed, I asked God to let him see me get married, let him see me have a baby, and graduate high school. He did just that. But when I say he did it expediently, like it was fast, y'all. I got married at 18 years old. I had my first baby at 19 and a half. My own 2 weeks later. Like it was just like that. He saw all of it. But he answered my prayers. I should have been a little bit more specific. I didn't learn about, I'm learning about Pacific prayers right now, but I didn't know about them then. And then I realized, like, dang, God, okay, everything I asked for, you did it. You delivered my mama. You let my dad see me get married, have a baby, graduate high school. You let him see all of those things, okay. But when he died, it took something from me. And I didn't know how to process it. I was still trying to be the strong person, the person who achieved stuff and make my dad proud. And it wasn't working. No one around me could understand. And like Ms. Brown was saying, God gives you a power, right? He gives you a gift. And he gave me a gift for prayer at a young age, and I didn't really understand it. And then when life started kicking my butt every time I tried to walk and move, it wasn't working. My husband didn't understand, my mom didn't understand, nobody understood. I found myself in a dark, dark place, and I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't pray. My friends that I used to tell to pray all the time, they would tell me, Becky, you know what to do, go pray. And I just look at them like, I don't know what to say. I don't think God's hearing me no more. I don't think he's listening to me. So I got into a place where I was depressed and sad, and just, I didn't think it was no light at the end of the tunnel. I thought that people wasn't going to, that my life was just over. I thought I will only have a life if I was living with someone else. I will only have a roof over my kids' head if I was living with someone else, because I was incapable of doing the finances. I was incapable of taking and not keeping a job. I was kept a job, but I was incapable of paying bills. I couldn't do it. I would mess up every single time, and I still struggle with this, y'all. I still struggle. But God is a deliverer, because he delivered me from that. He made me understand that I had to get the education to really understand my finances, right? He made me understand that you can't pour into an empty cup. If you continue to try to pour out your cup and pour to everybody around you, but you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna lose. I need you to give yourself to me. I need you to trust me. Like, I didn't question for nothing. I didn't give you this man. I didn't do this. I didn't do the things that I did in your life for you just to give up. So he turned me around. He came back and he got me. When I thought it was all over, my friend sent me a video from a lady on social media, and a lady on social media said, God didn't give up on you, so why are you giving up on him? I said, okay. They said, you got to spend time with him. I said, spend time with him? I do spend time with him. I just said, thank you, God, and da-da-da-da. And I thought that was enough. But then I learned that I got to say more than that. I got to speak to him. So in the midst of my storms, I have to know that I'm not alone. I may feel alone. I may be looking at my husband like, why are you not right here with me? Why you understand? It's not him that I need to be leaning into. I need to be leaning into God. So I learned through all situations that opening my mouth and speaking to him is the only way to get out of something. And it may not feel like I'm really getting out of the situation right then. It takes me a minute. But I want to encourage all of you that whatever you're going through, whatever your storm is, I don't care how big, how small, how little you may think it is, how irrelevant it may is, talk to God. Like, let him know what it is that you're going through. Let him know. And be Pacific. Like, don't be embarrassed about what it is that you might be facing. Like, that's the one person you can be vulnerable with. Like, be vulnerable with him. Let him know what you need. I'm learning about Pacific prayers now. I'm learning about prayer points right now. And when I tell y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how just getting down to the nitty-gritty, to the root of it, really meant something. It really means something. So I just want to encourage you today. If you don't leave with nothing else, because y'all had a whole lot of juicy stuff. Yeah, it was real good. I was over here crying. I was just like, oh my goodness. And I'm not emotional. I be like, that's that upbringing, that tough stuff, right? But it was just really touched my heart, like, just to hear everybody's story so far, and just to know, like, we some warriors, y'all. Like they said, we built for this, right? And I love that we're sharing our stories with each other, because we are overcome by each other's testimonies, and if we don't share, then we'll think we really are dealing with this stuff ourselves. So I just want to encourage you, if you don't have a prayer life, go get her book. Her book is about prayer. It's a prayer journal. I just looked in it. It's a prayer journal. Go get it. Miss Kim, Minister Kimberly, yes. I looked at her journal. Her journal is a prayer journal, and it's questions, and it says it has quotes in it. Like, I'm just telling y'all, if you don't know how to pray, start somewhere, and it's okay to start with someone else's words until your words come into play. And believe me, the more you practice, the stronger you're gonna get. It's gonna start out short, then it's gonna end up longer, and it's just gonna keep going. I used to pray for like 2 or 3 minutes. Now I'll be praying for 20 minutes. It's just like, it happens like that. So I just touch and agree with y'all. If anybody is in need of prayer, just let me know. We pray at 3 in the morning, and I would definitely put you on the prayer list and have you in our prayers in the morning. So that's all I got. Thank y'all.
Hey, Miss Rebecca Moore.